cannot learn the entire French, the whole French language, and go for the exam.
There must be points during the break, Chaima, that you must have felt that it won't be possible. You wouldn't
Oh,
be able to
yes.
do it. Did you have those sort of feelings? And if you had, how did you navigate those feelings?
Once I like gone like 60 topics and all, then she gave me like a green flag, like, okay, you are good to go.
I really want to understand how was your mindset channelizing that, okay, I'm confident now, ready to take the exam and faced the examiner.
Once I learned that masterpiece, it's doable. That's what I felt.
And
Yes.
what was that masterpiece? But after a point, I feel, oh my God, it's endless. So how would I know that how much I have to do?
The writing experience was quite a bit challenging, I would say, because as the topic started, my keyboard was not that functional. Then I had to call the examiner, and he came and he tried to fix it, but it was not able to fix. The time was running out.
And you
That's
did
when
not
I
get
realized.
any extra time?
Nope. I had a feeling to do exit because I finished reading. I have to exit. But if you do exit, then that's it actually. You will not be able to writing at all then.
Shaima, grand congratulations for your super success story. I am super excited to have you in my studio because, as many of the proud students, you cleared the TCF in the very first attempt. Tell me the secret sauce, please.
First of all, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to deliver my story here. I was being one who always used to watch your podcast and see all these stories, and always have an feeling that I want to be like one of them. Like I want to give my success story one day.
Wow.
So there isn't any secret sauce as such. It's more of hard work and consistency and proper structure.
Amazing. I am quite curious to know about your beginner level struggle and how did you navigate your journey? Typically, when I read about you, when you came to us, I remember that you were doing edito as books as A1, A2 learner. So I want to understand how did you start your journey? Like, did you start with edito itself? Did you try different courses, or did you have a struggle choosing the institute, or you just thought that you'll do self study? So how exactly you navigated your beginner start?
Um, in my case, I was having a very basic understanding of French, I would say, because in my schools I had a second language of French, and Edito is like mostly because when I did my research, many of them were talking that it's more of it gives you a like a starting point to understand A1 and A2 level. So I started it, and the book was really helpful, and it gave you like overall about the grammar point and even the conversations and everything. So it helped me a lot because I already had that basic understanding and the pronunciation and stuff. So it was
Mm,
kind of easy for me to cover
mm.
up A1 and A2 level. Yes.
Okay. And did you feel that if you would do them, then you would be able to reach to the point of FTCF success? Or were you doing the whole, did you do whole book like A1 complete, A2 complete, reading, listening, writing, reading everything?
Honestly, yes, I did A1 and A2 very intensively because
Mm,
I know that even though I was not sure about how the TEF journey or TCF journey would be, I thought,
mm,
okay, somewhere I need to start and I need to know about these grammar no matter what. So I just started with that, and then once complete after completing A2, like everything I did, like reading, listening, writing, everything. And then after A2, once I just ordered my B1 book, Edito, and then I got to know that, oh my God, it's a lot. And I
mm.
had a feeling like somewhere I'm getting lost because I was doing editor book, I was watching YouTube, I was like going in Telegram. It was like a lot of materials. So
True.
I didn't know like what to do. Like, am I in the right path or totally lost?
Yes, I totally remember that. And that's the point. I think you tried searching for us and you joined us.
Exactly, exactly. When I was like doing my research again, because every day I'm like learning something or the other, but I'm not reaching anywhere, and I have no idea where and how to reach to this TEF or TCF journey. So
Mm,
once I was doing the podcast, I saw your podcast, and that was really a, I would say, like game changer, or like had a motivation to reach out to you and check how it is and how it works. I'll be honest, I have gone through like a lot of videos of different trainers, and I felt like I need to reach out to you. I don't know why. And that's when I gave you a call and discussed with you about this.
yes, I truly remember that. So, and then we started your TEF journey. So,
Yes.
how was that? Did you feel, oh my God, TEF is like, especially with Kanika ma'am. So, how was your TEF experience altogether?
Tef, first I started with the group class,
Yes,
and the
yes.
class was amazing. It was really good, and Kanika ma'am was really friendly as well. So it went really well. And even though like the beginning, and that was the point when I realized that okay, I made something really a very good decision. Like realizing the correct point to reach out to you and navigate my journey to TEF journey. So
Mm,
the classes overall was really good, very motivating. Some days we feel like we don't want to do anything. It's
yeah,
very challenging, and we don't want to like sometimes. The point like sometimes when ma'am says something and we were like clueless, we don't know like what exactly going on,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's when she helped us, even though like in everyone's space level, like she came to everyone's space level and made us understand what it is and how to progress on this stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, that was the time, like was very helpful actually.
Very helpful. So, Shaima, because when somebody moves from a grammar structured point to the speaking, that is the most uncomfortable transition stage. Because when we just do grammar, of course, we learn grammar and we are usually pro. But when it comes to speaking, we can't really implement. That is the most challenging phase of the entire journey. How did you navigate that? Like, did you read, did you write, or you used to read the script, memorize it? What was your strategy, even if it was TEF? So, how you navigated from editor to TEF speaking?
Okay, ma'am. So here, uh, most of them think that okay, once you have the grammar, you are good to go. But that's not the case at all, because grammar
Mm,
is just the starting point, I would say, and you don't have to emphasize too much onto grammar as well, because one point is that we cannot learn the entire French, the whole French language, and go for the exam. So it's like you need to know what exactly you need to nail it to reach out to the TEF or TCF journey. So once my A1, A2 is done, I got the basic grammar stuff. And after that, when like joined with Kanika ma'am, she gave all the necessary grammar points needed, whatever is
mm,
actually needed for the exam purpose.
mm,
So that helped a lot. Okay, so otherwise, if you go by book, it's like chapter by chapter.
mm,
Lot of things are there. It's very
yeah.
difficult to memorize everything or
Mm.
understand everything. It's not that difficult. Like I would say, it takes a lot of time. Like if you have a
Yes.
very short time, then that's not at all a good idea at all.
Correct. Correct. In
So
fact,
you need
Shaima,
to.
yesterday,
Mhm.
sorry if I interrupted you.
No problem.
Yesterday, I got a call from somebody, like one of my students, and she said, ma'am, just for a petite piece of comprehensive oral, I
Mhm.
take sometime 2 hours because I
Oh.
listen, write. So that's
Mhm.
exactly I want to know from you. Like, let's talk about speaking first. Did you like write everything, memorize everything, or how exactly you
Um,
navigated this?
Honestly, yes, it takes time. Maybe it works in a different way for
Mm,
different people, but in my case, yes,
mm,
it took time.
mm,
Uh, because it's completely a new language. You don't want
Mm,
to mess up things because in the pressure
mm,
of time, we feel like you want to cramp everything, but that will never
mm,
work. You just need to. I wrote everything, which is true.
mm,
Even from the day one, I used to write everything and try to read it loud so that I can fix on my pronunciations and I will not be shy to say something out. So that helped me, but I used to write each and everything. And even when speaking for the topics, first I do is like even for the TEF also, we have certain structures. Like you had provided all the structures what we need to have. So
mm,
I like make sure that that structure is proper no matter what. I was like not deviating from the structure at all. The topic
mm,
varies, even the questions, everything varies, but the structure remains the same. So I kept it
mm,
that as the Bible, and then
mm.
I started filling
Started
out.
filling them
Yes.
one by one.
Yeah.
Understood. That is definitely a very effective strategy. Now coming to the point that once you were doing the TEF and you were one of those who could have actually nailed it in one go for sure, even because that's the feedback which I got. But I think you went on a break. So can you talk
Yes.
about little bit about the break? Like when you paused, first of all, why did
Mhm.
you pause? And
Mhm.
when you paused, how did you navigate your that break time? Because usually break is again another challenge for us. We
Mhm.
forget things. So please talk to us about the break part.
Uh, that was like very hard part for me, I would say, because I was like in an impression that okay, I'm gonna start with this TEF preparation, and once that is done, I'm gonna write the exam directly. But unfortunately, my work permit was expiring, and I was in a stage where I don't know like what to do, kind of, because that's going to affect my job
Yeah.
and my status here in Canada. So I was like totally lost, and I didn't know like what exactly to do, whether I need to concentrate on French or do I need to fix on my work
Work
permits or my
permit.
job issues. So I was completely lost that time. That's where I thought of like, okay, fine, I'll just pause. I have to work on the work permit stuff, but I don't want to leave French at all. So I every day I dedicate myself without any break. I used to practice everything, whatever Kanika ma'am told me. Like she gave me the structure. She gave me, okay, these things are you have to work on. So that I kept it in my mind as such, and every day I started working on that. Like
Mm.
if Kanikama was there, like she would be giving a topic and how we used to practice. I was doing the same thing every day, pretending that she's there. And
Wow.
yeah, that's how I did it. And even the time, even I was getting only 15 minutes break during my work. That time I dedicate for French. It can be listening, it can be reading, or whatever it is. I just dedicate some time for French every day without break.
Oh, and there must be points during the break, Chaima, that you must have felt that it won't be possible. You wouldn't
Oh,
be able to
yes.
do it. Did you have those sort of feelings? And if you had, how did you navigate those feelings?
100% ma'am, I had that feeling. Um, it's not easy as we think. It's not as glamorous as we think. It
Yeah.
comes with a lot of pain, a lot of effort, consistency, hard work. Oh, you can name it. All of this, it comes with that. So sometimes when we see, someone's journey and stuff, we feel like, okay, fine, it's okay. I'm gonna join somewhere and it's all done. It's not like that. Like trainers, they will give you the exact things what you need. That's like a proper direction. Without that direction, it's very difficult to reach out to that goal in that short time frame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my case, many days I felt like giving up, and I
Mm.
was like demotivated because of the stress what we have about all of the things. And French is not that easy as we go. Like you can even in this difficult situation, you don't feel like okay, it's so super duper easy to do everything
Yeah.
as such.
Yeah.
But deep inside, what I did is like when I feel that kind of feeling, one thing I watch some motivating videos, those who nail French. So
Yes.
when I listen to that, whenever I get demotivated, I see and hear the same words. It was difficult. It was stressful. So if they could do it, then I have a feeling, okay, I'll be able to do it as well. Only thing, I just need to push this day. Like I
Yes.
try to push each day little by little. That gave me the motivation to go ahead, even though I got stuck many times.
Yes, that sounds really real to me, because the struggles are real and this resonates with me, because I have seen a pain of so many students and every day they give up. At least mentally they give up because work and
Mhm.
there are so many other things which is going on, and stress on the top of it is keeping you down. So
Mhm.
then it prompts me to ask you the question. So once you settled your work permit and you again came back and
Mhm.
we moved you to TCF with no
Yes.
question asked. You said, okay, let's do it,
Yeah.
and you started TCF. How challenging it was for you navigating from TEF to TCF? Was it like a real like big switch, or was it like, yeah, transitional phase wherein you could manage?
Um, Honestly, when I reached out to you, because after my post, I was about to start with TEF
Yes.
only, but then I got to know that I think I should, I listened to your advice, everything, and I felt like I was not having a doubt or
Mm,
any questions
mm,
as such, because we know the journey how it was,
mm.
and with you
Yeah.
I know. So I was like, blindly, I trusted you. And I said, okay, yes, we will see what it is.
Yeah.
Then, see, both are like the same language. TEF or TCF, both are the same language.
Yeah.
Only thing, the pattern, the structure changes.
Yeah.
So, it's whatever the things what you have learned, even the grammar or even the words or vocab,
Yeah.
it's not changing.
Yeah.
But the structure changes, which gives you a hardship as well. So
Yes.
you cannot expect that, okay, as you got really good in TEF learning, you gonna be super good in TCF. It's all about how each person's viewpoint and their capacity to learn. Um, in my case, I would say that when I switched to TCF, initially, I felt a little like challenge,
Mm.
because it's like changing in TEF. Like we have, it's more of like
Fixed
woo
pattern.
boy.
Wo
Yeah,
bhaiye. Hmm.
yeah, but in TCF, when it changed to that side, we have friends, we have neighbors, so it can be tutoye and vuboye as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that gave me a little, initially, like kickstart, I would say, and then once that gone, and then comes the monologue. Oh my God, that
Yeah.
was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. You just have to go like boom. So that was little scary for me initially, because
Yeah.
when I had TCF was taken by a Muskan. So when it initially started, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be a little more than what I thought about.
Yeah.
But after 3 classes, I felt like, no, it's doable. It has its own strategy. Once I learned that masterpiece, it's doable. That's what I felt.
And
Yes.
what was that masterpiece? What was that? Because I get this a lot that for a monologue, I don't get ideas. I feel because I also read the fact that I think you covered about 60 to 70 monologues, or maybe more than that.
More than that,
So,
more than that.
more than that. Oh my God. So, what was the secret? Like, how? Because if I talk about technology, education, or any such domain, I can still understand. But after a point, I feel, oh my God, it's endless. So how
Mm.
would I know that how much I have to do, right? So as a student, I totally understand. I get this a question a lot. So what was that masterpiece? How did you like navigated your journey about monologue, please?
Um, it's it's 100% about the structure what you have provided to us. The topic changes, but the structure don't.
Mm.
So, yes, for some topics, yes, we need to deviate from that. And
Mm.
for example, I will say some topics we can just say that, okay, I agree to this or I disagree to this.
Yes.
And in some topics, very particularly rare topics, we just have to give our own, not agreeing or disagreeing, rather than we have to talk about how it is and like how the tourism affected your country. So we just have to, we cannot say agree or disagree in that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes, for certain topics, yes, it is different. But what I kept the masterpiece, I would say, is that kept the structure, then the topic varies, but like different argument blocks, I would say, like one,
Mm.
two, three. In my case, normally used to go with agree or disagree. Two
Mm.
points I agree or disagree. The third
Mm.
one I give the counterpoint,
Mm.
like completely opposite of that, and
Yeah.
how to give it in that. So with proper examples, connectors,
Mm.
and you need to have a conclusion for each paragraph. So that
Mm.
was the structure, like three argument blocks, and each start with a statement and then give one supporting argument, then one example, and a conclusion
Mm.
line. They go by the next and the next. And at
Wow.
the end, I just give a proper conclusion where it
Mm.
can be used in multiple topics. So, and
Absolutely.
every time it's like practicing. The more you practice, the more and more and more, then it comes naturally to you. Okay, you can put in these ideas over there, these
Mm.
like, conclusion part over there, and the connectors. It's like a must go, because
Yes.
without the connectors, you definitely lose points. So, forcefully using those connectors were also like the masterpiece, I
Eh,
would
The
say.
masterpiece for sure. That is a very good strategy, Shaima, because structure, yes, they remain same, only the topic changes. But
Yes.
of course, I also come to the point that uh when it comes to the mindset, that there are times when we give up. And even when we go to the exam, we fill the exam, even if the point when we don't know whether we are ready or not. So, did you
Mhm.
know that you were ready, or when you sat on the exam day, did you feel confident, or were you
Mhm.
nervous that if examiner, because this was your life first French exam, I would say,
It's a
right?
first exam. Yes, ma'am. It's
Exactly.
completely a brand new exam thing for me.
Exactly. And you cleared it like one go. So what
Yes.
was the confidence like? So were you nervous when she must have asked you, Présentez-vous? She must have interrupted. Did she interrupt you? If she did, then how
Mm.
was that? So I want to really understand the point here, that I must have asked many questions, but I would really want to understand, how was your mindset channelizing that, okay, I'm confident now, ready to take the exam, and faced the examiner?
To be honest, ma'am, like while when I was having a one-on-one classes, after the class, I always used to check with my trainer, where do I stand? When will I be kind of ready? What do you think? So once I like gone like 60 topics and all, then she gave me like a green flag, like, okay, you are good to go, kind of. But I was not that sure, and I tried to do a bit more of
Mm,
myself. Even I did a
mm,
lot of topics myself as well, other than the trainers topics. So
mm,
then again, I asked, like, am I actually ready? Do you think that it's fine? Then she used
mm,
to give me the topics and ask me to do it. Like we used
mm.
to do like a mock exam kind of scenarios. Then she told me, yes, I think you should go now. Don't wait further. And I reached out to you as well. Then you told me like, okay, yeah, you can go ahead. That's where I felt like, okay, yet I should give
In
a try
your case,
and
it was
see.
opposite. We were like, please go.
Yeah.
Please go. Please take the exam. You're ready. We don't have anything to teach you anymore. Please go.
Yes,
Please go. So it was like that. And
it was
yes,
like that.
présentez-vous. So how was that?
Um, when talking about the exam scenario, I would say yes, I was nervous. The Présentez-vous started, and just 15 seconds, I would say, the examiner just asked me one question, and then
Mm.
he asked me about, okay, you now you talk about your family. Then once I started talking about my family, then he was like, okay, okay, now you talk about your loisir, like what you do during your free times and stuff. Then I was like, okay, fine. I gave my those stuff. Then he asked me like, what's your plan? Like when if you are in Canada, like what's your plan? Like what you gonna be like in after 5 years or
You were
something.
able to understand the accent? Was it like a French accent? Proper,
Yes,
I mean the native
he was
accent.
completely French, and it's I believe it's like native speaker, and it was completely understandable. Yeah, because they
Okay.
speak slow, they won't rush,
Hmm.
or they won't make you panic or anything. They are very slow. They'll look at your eyes and they talk very calmly, so we feel like okay, a little bit relaxed and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was okay. And even the task two topic started. It was like my topic was about the music class, and I need to inquire about the class and stuff. Uh, the top that was also like quite well. He didn't show any kind of note, like that he's not able to understand or anything. It was very smooth, like butter smooth, I would say. It was too
Mm,
cool. And then goes with the monologue. Monologue was mine was like a technology topic,
mm.
and it also went very well. And I was also so happy, and I had a feeling, oh my God, finally I was able to speak something, and it
It
was good.
ended. Yeah.
Yes, and
No interruption in the monologue?
in the monologue, yes, at the like towards the last, he was very patient to listen to
Mm,
everything, and he was giving me the positives, and like as he's able to understand, and he was giving me a note like, okay, you're going on the right track, kind of. And
mm.
at towards the end, he asked me like, so do you really? Because I believe like I was not able to look at the timer uh, at the same time when I was speaking,
Yeah.
so
Mm,
there was like a bit time left. I think like
mm, mm.
few seconds
Few
or something.
seconds.
So
Mm,
he needed to fill in the time. So he
mm.
just asked me one question, and I gave the answer, and he was like, "Okay, fine, good to go." Was all
Awesome.
good. Yeah. And
Yes.
then first was mine. First was like the speaking, and then afternoon session was about the listening and reading. Then goes with writing.
Okay. And how was the writing experience, Chima?
The writing experience was quite bit challenging, I would say, because as the topic started, my keyboard was not that functional. Yeah, so I was trying to write down, and the accents were not giving me the correct one. First, I thought, okay, maybe in exam because that's like my first time, and
Exactly.
I thought, okay, maybe this is how it should be. Maybe when it comes in the keyboard in the French one, maybe this is how it works. But deep inside, I had a feeling like, what if in case it's not the correct one? I'm saying about the apostrophe. It was not coming as an apostrophe. It was coming as something else.
Oh.
Then I had to call the examiner, and he came and he tried to fix it, but it was not able to fix it. And he himself was not sure like what is going on in this keyboard. Then he had to go back to his laptop station, and he was working, checking something on his laptop because the time was running out. Everybody was writing. So I was getting panic as well. Then he came back, he tried again, it didn't work. Then he had to go back again. He checked something else in his laptop. Then he came back and he did it, and it worked finally. Then I started doing. So at that point, I got to know that whatever I wrote, like three, 4 lines, I wrote it. And then I realized, okay, that is not the correct one. I had to erase everything. I had to
Oh.
do it again. But
And you
that's
did
when
not
I
get
realized,
any extra time?
nope,
Oh,
nope, not at
okay.
all.
Sorry, you were saying
And
something, and that's where what do you realize then?
yeah, that's where I realized that if I start with task one and two and three, 100% sure I will not be able to finish the full
Mm,
writing part.
mm,
So I
mm,
started the reverse order. I
mm,
started with task three because I know that's more weightage, so I'll be
mm,
able to finish that. So I started
mm,
with task three, then gone to task two, then gone to task one. And
mm,
like I assumed like the task one I couldn't finish because
Mm.
the last part towards the last ending lines and writing my name and all I couldn't even write it. So that part
Oh,
left it like just like that, and I didn't get time to proofread. I
oh my
was not
God.
able to read or check did I make any mistakes or conjugation errors. I was
Oh,
clueless.
oh
So I
my
had
God.
to leave it as it is. Yeah.
Yes. But yes,
And
it is definitely, yeah.
and
Go
one
ahead, go
thing
ahead.
like
Mm,
when because I had this confusion
mm,
when I did like listening and
mm,
then reading and then it was writing. So
mm,
after reading, the computer will be like, okay, once that test is done, it's like
mm,
done and
mm,
it's moving on to the next part, which is writing. So
mm,
at the down part, you can see that exit
mm,
column. So you feel
mm.
like, okay, once this test is done, we have to exit over there. We should never do that. I didn't do it, but I had a feeling to do exit because I finished reading. I have to exit. But if you do exit, then that's it actually. You will not be able to write writing at all then. Your
Oh,
test will be like done. Because
oh my.
initially it's been when giving the instruction, they say this, but
Mm,
we won't be paying attention to that because of the
mm,
stress. But
mm.
yes, that's very important. If you have any doubt, when it comes
Yes.
towards that part, you just have to check with your examiner before you click onto some buttons.
Oh
I
my
just wanted
God.
to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, these things are really important, and nobody tells us that. Yeah, and maybe we don't pay attention because we are
Mm.
stressed. That is true.
Yeah,
That is true.
it's natural tendency for us once the exam thing is over, you feel like okay, exit. Once you are done with the reading, you
Yes.
finished everything and you feel like okay, I'm done. I just have to put yes, done. But if you
Yeah.
put that done, that's done forever. That thing is
Oh
done
my
then.
God. Then your
Yeah.
400 is gone
Yeah.
because writing is gone. So now a quick rapid fire, Shaima, and just tell us whatever comes first in your mind. Okay, so TEF or TCF, if you had to marry one and divorce the other, whom you would marry, whom you would divorce?
Obviously, I will marry TCF and I will divorce Steph.
Oh, listening practice or speaking practice, which one felt more like a punishment?
um, Speaking, I was say speaking. That is
Oh,
challenging because you need to face someone and you need to talk, and it's like more of producing. So listening is more of receiving, so it's fine.
yes. Writing task one or two, which one makes you want to close the laptop?
Task two, yes.
Finish the sentence. When the examiner asks an unexpected question, my brain
Freeze goes blank,
goes
but
blank.
then think calmly.
Yes. The one French word I will never forget, no matter what, is
Ça va?
okay. People think learning French is dash blank, but it is actually dash.
Uh, it's challenging, but it's doable.
People think it's challenging, but it is doable. Do you still secretly Google the gender of the words?
Oh yeah, sure.
What's the most ridiculous thing you've done to memorize something in French, whether it is monologue or template or vocabulary? What is the craziest thing or ridiculous thing?
I um I write down everything and practice it. Write down everything and practice it, no matter what. And even some expressions in French where it can reach out to B2 or B2 plus, I taken those phrases and try to memorize it as well. Yeah,
Oh my
and
God.
try to
Okay.
incorporate in my monologues.
Amazing. If you could send one message to yourself on the day one of this whole journey, what would that be?
You said one message to everyone.
To everyone today. Yeah. Basically to yourself also. Like let's say you're starting the day one today for to learn
Mhm.
French. What would be that message?
I would say you just have to be, you don't have to learn each and everything in French, like chapter by chapter by chapter, but you need to be consistent. You have to have a proper structure, a proper guidance. Otherwise, you will go out of track. You won't even know. And just be positive and give your try. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shaima, for taking out time today for coming to our studio. And we wish you all the super best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for all the support. And I would thank all my trainers. They were truly awesome and definitely thanking the whole team as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.